Hello, everyone. Hopefully it's live now, and welcome to this sort of impromptu best Supreme Court cases live stream, which probably sounds like the most boring sort of thing that you can imagine, but I hope I can actually make it interesting. Hopefully, I don't know. But anyways, sorry, I'm obviously a bit late. But anyways, so let's get on with it. The reason for this is because I need to kind of ease myself into content because I want to make sure that I make as much content as possible this week while I'm on spring break, and then obviously provide people with enough content to kind of satiate them until I come back from summer or come back for summer, because it'll be pretty busy after spring break until I get to summer. But anyways, let's get on with it. Okay, so the first case that we're going to be looking at is called Village of Skokie versus the National Socialist Party of America. And that Supreme Court case is very interesting. It's one of the most interesting cases. Let me just get this up here. So that I can just get this. Sorry about this. Okay. I don't know if it's working. It doesn't look like it's working. Okay, well then I guess I can just... Nope, it's not working. Okay, so plan B then, I suppose, since it's deciding not to work with me with screen share, but I will just tell you about it, even though I don't even need... It's more for your sake. It's more for your sake because I know. But anyways, let's see. Village of Skokie versus the National Socialist Party of America. It was when obviously the National Socialist Party of America, they wanted to do a rally protest kind of thing in a town called the Village of Skokie. Someone asked me for a link. Yeah, and the Village of Skokie. And the Village of Skokie being a majoritarily Jewish community. So it's it's going to be bad. But anyways, sorry. Okay, one second. I'm just trying to get this so that I can actually look at my book as well as listen and make sure that I'm not echoing. Where is my little thingy? I know, I'm so professional. 1 second. Wait. There we go. Okay, so Village of Skokie. It was a majority Jewish community, and that was the reason why the village of the National Socialist Party wanted to protest there. They wanted to basically annoy the Jews. So a little bit, less nefarious than say what the National Socialist Party of Germany did, but nonetheless, they didn't really like it. They weren't really a fan of what the National Socialist Party of America wanted to do, and so they barred them, which is not allowed. Sorry, it's a very large book, so I'm trying to find the page number in the case index. Okay, well, apparently they don't have it in here. Jeez, I know it's in here. Okay, whatever. It's in here. My notes. I know this is very, very professional. This is beautiful watching. How is everybody, by the way? How's chat? I'd like to show the chat, but I was stupid enough to not do this custom, so I did it via Hangout. Anyways, let's see if I can get this very quickly. It is called content neutrality. This is basically the statute that the precedents that this set. Geez. I want to make sure that I have exactly what I need to do this properly, but trying to do this because my book decided to not actually have this is I'm sorry guys, I'm trying to find this so that I can do this the right way, but it is not cooperating. As in it, I mean me and my notes. But it's a very interesting case. It was actually argued by a Jewish lawyer from the ACLU, which makes it even better. It's one of my favorite cases because it's a very interesting case. So basically, looking for content neutrality. Second case we're going to look at is Terminiello versus City of Chicago, which is one of the best, which is one of my favorite cases. This is obviously my favorite Supreme Court free speech cases. So clearly, obviously, all of them are going to be my favorite, but I'm not simply trying to find out how books work. I am simply trying to find out how to navigate this without a actual reference in the case index. Because if it's not in the case index, it's not in the index, and I'm just trying to figure out how to get through all 600 plus pages of this without a reference. So it's not exactly simple. So got a lot of concepts in here. And so that is not just me trying to figure out how works work. It's me trying to figure out all of this. So how about that drama? There's always drama going on. I don't know what drama there is, but you know, how about that drama of some sort always going on somewhere? Come on. This is annoying. I love this book, but it does not actually give a good. It doesn't actually give a good case index sometimes. My two favorite are not actually in the case index, even though it's got a bunch of cases in it. I should have probably invited someone else on here. Does anyone else want to come on here and fill the silence while I try to find this? Because seriously, it's not helping me. I'm trying to find this and also talk at the same time. And oh yeah, someone mentioned something that made me think of what is it? Rotterdam. Yeah, Rotterdam is something's happening there. I tried to look. I tried to look about things about it, so, but I couldn't really find a lot. There are no cases from Kyrgyzstan. This is the United States. They don't have any books because the people have always been oppressing the Kyrgyzstani people, so they don't make books about the Kyrgyzstani people. It's oppression and it's wrong, and we need to fix this, but there are no books about law cases from Kyrgyzstan. Seriously, what the? Where is this supposed to? I don't even know where this is, okay? I don't. You know what? Fine. I'll just explain it to you guys on my own. Okay, so this is from my memory, so it might be a little bit hazy. So the village of Skokie said no to the National Socialist Party of America because they wanted to protest and rally in a park in the village of Skokie, a majority Jewish community that was rejected. That was rejected, even though that was not within the ability of the actual the government of the village of Skokie. You're supposed to do it without. You're supposed to do content neutrality. You're supposed to agree to hold protests despite or disregarding the actual content of the thing, and so you're not supposed to discriminate based on content. That was obviously disregarded with the village of Skokie, and so then the National Socialist Party of America actually kind of something happens, something about going to Chicago or something of the sort, and they were going to do it anyways, or it was ruled that that the village of Skokie had to host the National Socialist Party, and so the village of Skokie actually they kind of basically rounded up a bunch of thuggish Jews to come and fight them if they did actually protest in the village of Skokie. And so because of that, I think I think it was Chicago. I'm not 100% sure, but I think it was Chicago. They made it so that they came to an agreement so that they could protest in that city, not the village of Skokie, and no one would get hurt. because people were definitely going to be hurt as a result if they did protest in the village of Skokie. So they let them protest somewhere else, and also let them put National Socialist Party of America flyers in all of the mailboxes in the village of Skokie. So that's how it actually ended up. But the best part about it is that it's one of the most memorable cases of from the ACLU, especially in the last century, because oddly enough, it was argued by a Jewish lawyer primarily, which obviously you don't expect that. But actually, that it does happen a lot with the ACLU. Like when it comes to free speech issues, typically people completely ignore past prejudices, and especially if they're from the ACLU. I know the ACLU has a lot of problems with it, and they don't always do the best thing, but they do like to give irony. Like there was it Black versus Virginia? That one, I believe, I'm not entirely sure, but I think it was Black versus Virginia. That was a KKK party member, and no one would touch that case with the 100-foot pole. But a Black ACLU lawyer did, and it was won. It was about true threats and generalized threats, and how burning crosses was not a true threat, unless, of course, there is a very specific there are specific things that you need to meet before it is actually a true threat. Just simply burning a cross is not a true threat. Also saying things like death to all Jews, not a true threat. But if you do say something like, quote, the first Black person you see, kill them, end quote, then that is a true threat, because you are inciting violence. That is an incitement to violence, so that's a true threat. Also, fighting words, etc. Interesting enough, some of the exceptions a lot of people like to cite about the First Amendment are not actual real exceptions. They are more, well, defunct precedents that haven't been used in a long time. Chaplinsky versus New Hampshire, which is the fighting words doctrine, it actually was, it hasn't actually been won successfully in court. It hasn't been argued successfully in court since the initial ruling of Chaplinsky versus New Hampshire, which states that if you get in someone's face and say things like, you're a goddamn fascist, that is grounds for that you cannot use free speech as a defense if, say, you are arrested for disturbing the peace, which is what Chaplinsky was arrested for. So that actually hasn't been argued successfully in court since the initial ruling. So it's kind of a gray area, but a lot of cases, let me just move this. A lot of things that a lot of people like to cite, such as the shouting fire in a crowded theater, is not technically illegal. It's obviously a very dick move. You don't really want to do that, but it is not technically illegal. It is ill-advised, but not illegal. So that was that's the village of Skokie. The second case that I love is Terminiello versus Chicago. Now, I want to see if I can find this, but I doubt it, because everything hates me. I've been actually trying to find this for a while, so I guess I'm just not going to. Terminiello versus Chicago was a racist, anti-Semitic Catholic priest, I believe, who was holding a speech in a place in Chicago, and outside of his venue there was a very violent protest. And by protest, I mean it was a riot, and people were hurt. It was basically an Antifa riot. So it was business as usual these days. But definitely not typical in that time. Just kidding, it was pretty typical. It was the 1940s. 1940s wasn't exactly known for being the most peaceful of decades. I didn't know if you guys knew that. It wasn't exactly the most peaceful of times for the world. 1940s. But Terminal versus Chicago, that was it established what we like to call the heckler's veto, which is basically stopping someone from, it's basically what happens in universities all over the United States. And so it, okay, here are my notes. Found it, finally. Terminal versus Chicago, 1949. By the way, if anybody wants to hop in to actually help me with this train wreck of a actual hangout stream thing, tell me. Because I don't know why I did this, but I'm doing it now, so I can't stop doing it. Okay, term in yellow: anti-Semitic, anti-communist, and racist Catholic priest invited to speak at a rally in Chicago. A riot started, and mob outside started throwing rocks and other items at the building / the police. So basically what happened in Berkeley. Term Yellow was arrested for inciting the mob to violence. So if, say, Milo was incited to, he was arrested for inciting violence, even though the people were the ones being violent. But they were arguing in Term Yellow versus Chicago, is speech that stirs people to anger protected? And that's basically the gist of what cases are. They're looking for, is this certain thing protected or not? Is this protected and covered under the First Amendment? And the ruling was yes. Banning such speech is a heckler's veto. A function of free speech is to invite dispute or even stir people to anger. Hecklers are self-appointed censors of what other people can hear. So I think that a lot of people basically, they need to actually look at this case, because this case is a real past version, and the only speech that can be banned is that which incites imminent illegal action. Brandenburg versus Ohio. That was actually the one I was thinking of, I believe. But this, yes, hate speech, and those people who are preaching hate speech, they can't be banned for simply their views. And then we will move to my other favorite case. It is Papish versus the University. No. Yes. Yes. Papish versus the University of Michigan. Bearing, you're in the chat. If you want to hop in, I'm kind of floundering right now. But anyways. Oh, actually, before we move on, we're going to go for this case, this fun case, Board of Airport Commissioners versus Jews for Jesus. Jews for Jesus. The Jews for Jesus were stopped from distributing pamphlets at the LAX airport for Walkway. District Court held that the terminal was a traditional public forum, which meant that he could, or they could, Jews for Jesus could hand out pamphlets, and it wasn't barred from doing so. I would like you on. DM me. Floundering still. I would love anybody on. Seriously. But the but it was ruled that the rule at LAX that barred people from talking or from handing out pamphlets at the LAX walkways was a violation of free speech. Vagueness and overbreadth. It was a law that was vague and overbreadthy. This is a very you know, I tried with this stream, but it's, like I said, it's a real fun. It's a train wreck. It's a train wreck. But what's this? Oh, sorry. But isn't that what you like me for? Isn't that what people like me for? The fact that I'm just not at all put together ever. That's, tell me that that's what you like me for, right? You know, my classic go get 'em attitude. You know, everyone loves it. That's just, yeah, that's what I'm gonna keep telling myself. That's what you love me for, and I'm gonna keep saying it's not because I have tits. It's not it. It's definitely not it. You know, okay. Okay. I'm the worst at this. Okay. Oh, I need to do this. Oh, a joke. Someone said a joke. A joke. Why did Johnny drop his ice cream? He was hit by a bus. Knock, knock. Who's there? It's not Johnny. Why did Sally fall off the swing? Because she had no arms. Why did she fall off the swing again? Because her parents thought it was funny and put her on the swing again. Yeah. Have you ever tried eating a clock? Don't. It's very time consuming. What else? Huh. What smells like red paint but is blue? Blue paint. I am not a stand-up comedian. That is definitely not what I am. I'm terrible at that. But I do have a pretty face. So okay. I realize that maybe a stream when I'm kind of hungry is not the best choice. I'm a bit not all there. I didn't have any food in the house. So, okay. So how about those refugees in Europe. They're doing pretty terribly. I think my mom's watching this. Yep. I think my mom's watching this. So be sensible in that chat there. Because she just told me that I can eat over there at her house. And the only way she would know to say that is if she was watching this right now. She is. She is watching it. It's great. Hey. I wanted to do this to ease back into my content, but I didn't really think this through very well, okay? This was not really thought through properly. So right now in this dead air, I'm going to invite my dog over here. Raider, come here. Come here. Come here. Come here. No, you just hit the mic. Hi, come here. You just come here. No, okay. You, nope, that. Okay. Okay. Here we go. Really? You cannot. Okay. There. There he is. There. My mic is in the way. Raider, come here. Look how uncomfortable this guy is. It's an effect I have on a lot of people. You want to say hi? He doesn't want to say hi. Hopefully the animal will make it so that this is less of a train wreck. But something tells me it's not going to. Something tells me it's not going to. Okay. Okay, you want to leave now? You want to go now? No, I'm not going anywhere. I was talking about you. Do you want to go now? Hi. Go away. That's a superpower. You tell him to go away, he will go away. We taught that to him. My sister taught that to him early on. So he knows how to go away. So isn't that exactly the kind of dog you want? A dog that leaves? Yes, he is part Border Collie. He's Australian Shepherd Border Collie mix. So he's very smart. That's why he knows how to leave. He also knows the word cat. He also knows the word cow. He knows the word squirrel. He knows all of our names. Questions. Take questions. Ask me a question. Fine. I haven't actually eaten much at all, okay? That's why my mother told me that to come over to her house and eat. But she doesn't know that I've already started this, so I can't stop it. How tall am I? 5'4". So, moderately height. Is this a question? It is. I answered it. Still not going to watch The Greatest Story Never Told. I do not have 6 hours to waste. I have slept. I don't know why my eyes are like this. Don't. Best dog breed, Border Collie. I like Border Collies. What do you think about flat Earth? The Earth is not flat. What? Wow. The Earth is not flat. Shocker. It's not. Am I a Jew? No. I've got part, ancestry or whatever. What do you think of cats? Cats are the worst. I already have a video. It's called I Hate Cats, or Why I Hate Cats. It explains why I hate cats. It's the title. I'm trying to make it so that other people can come on here, but this is being weird. This is for just a second. Try now. There. Hi.
This is one of the most
Jesus Christ.
I've ever fucking heard. This
Sorry,
is
1 second.
Why did you start this?
There we go. Now I can hear you.
I'm not saying anything.
I couldn't hear you before because I had things muted. Because
how come you're startled then? You sounded startled.
Because it started playing through my computer speaker. I am a train wreck right now. I'm hungry. My mom is watching, and
yeah, no, that's awkward as shit. That's really awkward.
Yeah.
I won't be able to swear. I won't be able to. I'll be sort of limited in what I can say.
No, you can. You can say whatever. She's not limited. Neither is my grandma, who likes to watch my stuff. My grandma likes to watch my stuff too.
Really? But, is she watching now?
I don't know. I have no idea.
Well, ask your mum.
Well, no, it's my dad's mom, so I have no idea. But my grandma is not. She's not offended by bad speech, because her husband, my grandfather, my dad has stories of when he was a kid with his brothers and sister where they would basically they would have to figure out which child was goddamn it, which child was I can't even remember exactly but he basically just had nicknames of fuck sakes, motherfucker, cocksucker, basically like when he's angry he would oh, are you goddamn it, you're cocksucker, you're motherfucker.
So what is it? What is this stream about? It's about free
speech.
Free speech.
I was trying to do something. I was going to do something about BuzzFeed, but then apparently some people were like, "Well, that's not serious enough," and I was like, "It's not." But then I decided to do this train wreck.
And so what time is it? Have you just gotten home from No, it'll be Sunday there, wouldn't it?
No, it's Monday. It's 2 p.m. And
Right. So have you just gotten home from college or something?
no, I'm on spring break
Well, why are you hungry? Why haven't you eaten? That's ridiculous.
because I don't have food.
Well, that's why you go to the shop.
Why would I do that if I can just not eat anything?
What is it? Yeah, fucking hell. That's not good. Your mum will be worried about you.
Yeah. Well, you know.
And so the idea was to start a stream, and label it the best free speech court cases. Do you have any free speech court cases to discuss?
Yes.
Do you have any?
Yes, I do.
Any
I do
document?
actually. I do.
Okay.
I have more. I've got
What are those? What are those cases? What?
there's Tinker versus Des Moines, which was free speech in high schools. Which basically, if it doesn't disturb the peace in high schools and stop discussion from being on knowledge, then you can do whatever, like black bands to protest the Vietnam War, which was basically what it was. There is also
That's what it was about. It was about was a high school trying to prohibit a protest.
Yeah. Then one of my there are a few really funny named ones. There's Morse versus Frederick, which is typically called the Bong Hits for Jesus case, because
what happened in that one?
These high school kids had a sign. I think the Olympic torch was going past their high school, so these kids had a sign that said "Bong Hits for Jesus," and the Bong Hits the principal did not like that because national television watched "Bong Hits for Jesus" go across the screen, and so they suspended the student. But they tried to fight it, but then they were like, "No, that's Bong Hit. You're. I know you're 18, but you can't just have a sign on school property that says Bong Hits for Jesus."
Was the 18-year-old person a student at the school?
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah, that's fair enough. You've got to have rules.
Yeah. And then
and so that one got rejected, so that you're not allowed to.
Okay. Most of the time in high schools, the speech is pretty limited. They will limit the speech.
Well, it's kind of fair enough as well. I mean, it's a high school. It's a place to train you for later life. I mean.
Yes, but in colleges, it is very not restricted at all. And that is why there is the case Papish versus University of Missouri, which had the quote, universities are not enclaves immune from the sweep of the First Amendment, which is basically you can't do those anti-discrimination shit.
You can't do what?
You can't do those anti-discrimination shit policies.
Anti-discrimination. In what way would an anti-discrimination policy inhibit free speech?
Because typically they're very overbroad. With one specific instance, Doe versus University of Michigan, being that this one guy was trying to do his master's thesis on, basically race realism, and they barred him from doing so because of anti-discrimination hate speech policies.
Oh, right. So it actually got in the way of someone's academic work. It wasn't just someone speaking shit out in the playground.
Yes. Yeah. Right, and then let's see. Fair use. If you do a Dr. Seuss parody book about O.J. Simpson, you can't do that because it's a parody based on Dr. Seuss types of books, and not
hang on a second. Dr. Seuss, so it's in the style of Dr. Seuss, but it was about the OJ stuff that happened.
Yeah, the cat not in the hat.
So Dr. Seuss like brutally murdered his wife or something?
I don't know. I don't know, but their book was not a parody. It was not a parody. It needs to mimic an original to make its point. Satire has to stand on its own feet. Using an author's expression is not protected. Yeah.
Yep.
Parody, mocking, and imitation of an existing work. Satire is like a parody, but it doesn't need an existing work. So that was
Well,
basically
that would have been that's would if my shit had have gotten to court, that would have been
yes,
what would have gotten me
yes,
because I was using that avatar in a way that wasn't satire or wasn't parodying the original.
yes. If it was in that way, then you would be argued that you would argue if you would argue that it was not infringing upon the sales of Total Drama Island's content. That's basically the defense. The certain one where this person did a bunch of pictures about.
that could have been an easy argument. Actually, it's not on TV anymore, Your Honor.
Yeah. It was Mattel versus Walking Mountain Productions. It was called Food Chain Barbie, where I don't know. It was to criticize the objectification of women. Mattel sued for copyright infringement. District Court ruled that defendants' First Amendment rights outweighed Mattel's relatively weak showing of likelihood of confusion. Use of the Barbie trademark was parody.
Sorry, who used Barbie?
This Walking Mountain Productions.
In what way did they use it?
They put her in a bunch of weird positions to criticize the objectification of women.
Oh, so they're like feminists or something.
Yes. I've got a bunch of these notes. Let's see. You've got a fun case of sexting. Sexting between two consenting adults is legal, but when one is in a position of power, it is illegal. Like Collab versus Texas.
We're talking sexting with T.
Yes. A high school teacher sexted explicit sexual messages to 18-year-old football player, then had sex with him and 5 other boys.
Well, hang on, but the case was about the sex. The problem was the text messages.
No, actually, but it was about specifically sexual conduct between teachers and students.
Oh, so we're sort of out of the realms of free speech now. This is more.
Yes.
Would that be what would the charge be there? Is that some kind of rape because she's?
Yeah, I think yes, because it was. Yeah, she argued that it was consensual. I don't know why this was in my free speech class, but it was. Yeah, she had sex with 6 of her students.
Jesus. There's a bit of a stretch. No pun intended. Bit of a stretch, though, isn't it?
Yeah.
Like, seeing as they're 18, though. I mean.
Yes, but it was in Texas, and that has a law that prohibits relationships between people in positions of power and their.
Also, it wasn't even it wasn't about age or anything. It was just about position of power. So hang on a sec. So if you live in Texas and you go to say like a I don't know, say what's like a part-time sort of night school, like say some school or institution where you go to like just those gay courses, like you learn typing or fucking shit like that. What if you fuck the teacher of that? Would that be a position of power?
Well, if one or one party objects, it could be, yes.
Hey, what if you fucking hire a dominatrix and you fuck a dominatrix? That's a position of power.
No, not legally in the sense of teaching or like authority.
It's got to be. Well, it is authority. They got whips and shit. They're literally dominating. Authority,
I suppose. I don't know. I have no idea. But Texas has some weird laws. Like it still hasn't outlawed bestiality.
Hasn't?
Fuck a horse. Yeah, you can fuck a horse.
Really?
Apparently, yeah.
Does that happen often?
No.
that's a plus.
Not that I know of.
Fucking hell. So is it just a we haven't got around to it thing, or is it?
I guess. I mean, kind of like how like Missouri or something like that was like the last state to approve the women's suffrage.
Really?
Yes.
When did that happen?
It wasn't necessary. It was in 1980.
Didn't that happen nationally though in 1921?
Yes, it did, but the amendments only need to be approved by 2/3 or 3/4, depending on the case. So amendments only need to be approved by 2/3 or 3/4 of the states to be enacted. And so,
hang on a sec. So a law can be passed federally and it not apply to a state. Is that what you're saying?
Mm-hmm. No,
really?
no. It will if it's 2/3 or 3/4. It's nationwide.
Yeah, so that's what I'm saying. I mean, because
it's more or less ceremonial.
So universal women's suffrage was in 1921 nationally.
Yeah. Yes.
So how could Missouri have not have suffrage until 1980 something?
Because they just didn't approve it until then. They had to abide by the amendment because it was national, but it was more ceremonial. I don't know why they waited that long, but they did.
What so if a law is passed nationally, does it then go to the states? Does the state have a Congress, or is it? What
oh yeah, they do. They have a state senate. The only state that does not have a bicameral legislature, which is Congress and Senate, is Nebraska, which only has one house. So all states have state senates and state congresses, also state courts.
And so a law is passed nationally, and then it trickles down to the state house, whatever it is, the Senate, and then they've sort of got to approve it as well. So what happens if, I mean, don't the federal government ever crack this shit and say, no, fuck you, you're enacted now?
Yeah, no, that's it's with amendments specifically. Everyone has to abide by it, every single state, but some don't decide to approve it for some reason. I have no idea, but they have to abide by it.
It's a bit like the reverse of that the pot scenario at the moment. So yes. As I understand, there's a national law outlawing pot, but certain states allow it.
Yes.
And the federal government's just cracking down now on the federal law, aren't they?
Yes, because they have more rights to dictate what happens in their states than federally does. That's what states' rights is about. Not racism.
TJ's not happy with that.
Oh yeah. I think that Colorado should be able to do whatever the fuck they want to do, and Ohio and blah 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 blah.
TJ moved to I don't know where he moved from, but he moved to Washington. He moved to Seattle because he could legally buy pot there, and then a few months after he moved there, this happened, so he's not happy.
Yeah, I think that's stupid. I think people should do whatever the fuck they want to do. No, not except for murder people. You know, that's not a good thing.
And maybe not like heroin and shit. That's
yeah. I'm not a fan. I'm not a fan of heroin for personal reasons. Meth. I'm not a fan of meth.
Dip your toes in meth?
No, I actually know someone who has done all the drugs. They've done weed, they've done heroin, meth, cocaine, crack cocaine, prescription drugs, everything, and
just the once, or?
Yeah, they only did it once. They didn't. I have no idea why. They just did it. They just decided to do it once, and because let's just try it.
Yeah, you gotta try it. Someone says, "Mum, is that your mum? The pink thing in the chat."
What?
Is that pink crab-looking thing in the chat? Is that your mum?
No.
No, because it says your mom is still listening. By the way,
my mom is still listening. I know that. She wants me to come and eat over at her house instead of not eat.
Well, you probably should go there. If your mum's offering to cook you shit, I'd fucking go there. How far away is Mum's house?
It's a block away.
Oh, easy.
Yeah.
Tell her to deliver it. Would you get away with that?
Yeah. Let's see. New York Times New York Times actual malice. It is a libel thingy. That's the legal term, legal thingy.
What are we looking at? What are we talking about?
It's called New York Times actual malice. It is a defamation precedent thingy.
Actual malice.
Yes, it was introduced with New York Times versus Sullivan. They published a full-page editorial ad, heed their rising voices about treatment of nonviolent civil rights marches. Sullivan, who was a commissioner from Alabama, sued Alabama court ruled libel per se from New York Times, and then they awarded some damages. But then the Supreme Court ruled no, and that actually started a whole precedent thing. It's really interesting because it means that it basically means that someone like, say, Trump can't sue newspapers or news organizations unless, of course, they have actual malice, which is a
isn't it the other way around? I've got here actual malice in the United States is a condition required to establish libel against public officials and public figures. So it would be wouldn't it be a condition required for the paper to sue Trump?
No, it's a requirement so that the public officials can't sue the paper for libel.
Okay.
It's so that they have high standards. The person suing has the burden of proof. So instead of the sued.
And so what is the extra condition that's required? What is the actual condition?
They must show that there was a reckless disregard for the truth.
Doesn't that apply anyway, though? I mean,
no. Well, okay. There's a bunch of there are different kinds of libel plaintiffs. There's public officials, then all-purpose public figures, which Trump went from all-purpose public figure to a public official because he became president. Yes, and then there's also vortex or limited purpose public figures, which means basically someone who puts themselves in the middle of shit.
All right, and so what's a private individual if you commit libel against just Joe Blow citizen? What are they classed as? Just a
private citizen.
Right. And so is there degrees of is there different burdens of proof, or is there different standards? Is there
yes
tiers of talk about
that. Basically, with New York Times actual malice being the highest form of burden of proof, you have to show that there was like I said, reckless disregard for the truth and actual malice, as in they publish it with malice intent. And private figures just don't have to do that. They only have to prove that the malice actually happened. And it depends who's, like, let's see, Clock Boy or whatever, that, remember when he brought the briefcase with the clock in it? Yeah. And so he was a vortex public figure because he thrust himself into the public eye more than he would have. So when he tried to sue for libel, that didn't work.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah.
Didn't he argue it was a science experiment, huh?
Yeah, it was a clock, but it was no. I could have done way better with, my hands behind my back.
What, making a bomb or making a clock?
A clock. I don't make bombs.
Don't I thought you would make bombs in Texas. We made bombs growing up here. They're great fun.
What? I don't make bombs here. We like guns. We don't like bombs.
Yeah, we don't have guns though, so it's probably that lack of gun.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. It's a fucking gun deprivation. We need some sort of explosion.
So you do bombs. Okay, I'm sorry. Just because your country tries to kill you with its predators and all that stuff and spiders does not mean you have the right to make bombs.
Yeah, no, it's good fun. It's just good. Sugar Tits has got a fucking video, right? I think I was about, I would have been like 21 or 22. I had a accident. I used to work at like a timber yard, like a wood yard, and I've cut my hand really bad. I almost cut my thumb off, and I was at home for a few weeks, and I had my hand like in a plaster cast with a sling on and shit. And she's got this footage of me in this plaster cast out in the backyard making a fucking petrol bomb.
Oh my god!
Oh, it's the stupidest fucking thing you've ever seen.
I once took apart my toaster and put it back together.
Why?
To clean it.
Oh, really?
I'm still a girl, so I like to clean shit. So I decided to take it apart and put it back together to clean it.
I took apart my dad's fucking brand new Mazport lawnmower when I was about 5 years old. I worked out how to use his spanner and shit, his set of spanners, and I took it apart and lost all the bits. So I just scattered it around. He hasn't forgiven me. He still hasn't forgiven me. He still remembers me.
Oh, jeez. Hi, Ed.
Hey, what's up?
Hi, Ed.
I was being nice and inviting you.
You talking about free speech law? My favorite subject.
I saw you dissing me in the chat, motherfucker. I saw that.
You're fucking Baron Cab clone. What's up, dude?
What's going on, man?
I don't know. I'm bored. I figured I'd hijack the stream.
Being an ugly motherfucker.
No, let's talk about more boring court cases, please. Definitely.
Fuck you. They're very interesting. They're very interesting.
I thought they were interesting.
They are riveting, okay?
Okay.
There's Huston versus LeSync issue where John Huston's moral rights violated when LeSync broadcasted a colorized version of his film. Yes, because it was France.
Was it because of the colorization? Was that
he was very opposed because he didn't want anything that he did in color. But then France colorized it and broadcasted it on LeSync, which is.
Did he win?
Yeah, he won.
Because they altered his intellectual property.
Anywhere else, it would not have held, but in France, it did because they're fucking French.
The French.
It seems a weird thing, though. Like, I mean, I can understand, don't use my shit, but don't use my shit after having colored it in is a weird one.
Yeah.
Well, that was a win. What year?
I don't know. It didn't say.
Well, it was obviously like in the 60s or 70s. When
every new technological advancement has people who are like, no, it ruins the art.
Yeah, I got this whole section on copyright and fair use, and
that's like the equivalent of CGI-ing up the old Star Wars movies.
Yes.
CGI in the old. I don't know CGI in the old ones.
I tried to say CGI-ing up. You don't remember
CGI? Yeah, okay. You fucking idiot.
In like
George Lucas.
In re-releases and shit, you mean?
Idiot. I'm a fucking innovator. I make up words.
Idiot.
So the remasters where they just like stuck in all these fucking CGI effects and made it look like shit. And they're dated already. They're already dated. If you go back and watch them, it looks like garbage.
That's sort of unauthentic, isn't it?
Yeah, I mean, I know George Lucas did it, and it was his intellectual property, but he still should have been sued for it, just on principle.
Who should have sued him? The people.
Children everywhere. Children everywhere should have sued George. The children of America versus Lucas.
Yeah. Oh, there's a fake Christy Winters in the chat.
Is it?
Yeah.
I wonder how many fake Christy Winters is there now?
There's like a lot.
A bunch of them. The original being the most fake. She actually, I saw this tweet today. Yeah. Burn.
Sick
I saw
burn.
One, I guess, comment chain that she did where at the beginning of the comment chain, she kept bragging about her credentials. And then at the very end, she basically said, I don't brag about my credentials.
Yeah.
Fucking kidding me, you idiot.
Well, I love how she'll fuck on about how you've got to bring the standard of proof, you've got to bring the evidence, and I don't care what you think, only what you can demonstrate. Then then you got to listen and believe her.
Oh yeah, and that's what I love, because she keeps talking about free speech shit, and I'm like, no.
The way she's wrong about free speech is hilarious to me.
It's so funny.
It's cartoonish.
Well, she's wrong in several different ways. It's whatever suits her at the time.
Yeah. Basically, yeah.
The one I'm thinking about is where she's like, if you don't use someone else's pronouns, then you're denying them. Because she was hung up on the word expression.
Oh yeah, no, she was very.
This bitch has a doctorate, right?
Yeah, she kept being weird about how you use the word speech instead of expression. She was like, that should be expression. I was like, okay, look here. It's called speech because a lot of people talk about speech, free speech. They don't call it free expression sometimes. The First Amendment says
she's arguing for compelled speech. That's the irony of it. Compulsory speech is free speech, because if you don't use it, you deny someone else's expression by your expression. No sense. No, like just. Oh God, she is a fucking
I get to
world
dictate what you say, otherwise you're removing me.
Well, shit. Yeah, seriously, she's. This is my phone. Sorry.
You're more unprofessional than I am.
It's not my stream though. I stand to lose nothing.
I basically just had spent the first half of it like floundering.
Gay ringtone. Did you choose that ringtone, or is that
no? It's the default. Yeah, I'm just lazy.
What sort of phone is that? I've never heard that before.
Idiot.
I went through a period of breaking my phones, so I had to redo them over and over again. So at some point, I just stopped customizing because I'm like, and now this one has lived forever, of course. So,
yeah.
But I have a theory that every single time I go into a live stream chat for any of the Brain Trust, and Christy Winters is in a live stream chat, and she's talking, and I come in and I start talking, she'll leave. Which
does she really?
Yeah, because it's happened so many times.
That you're convinced it's you?
Yeah, it's me. It's me.
She's intimidated.
Yeah, it's me. Someone actually came in trying to say that someone actually came in, and I was just coming in to be nice, because sometimes I'm like, oh yeah, I'm gonna fight with these people, when I'm gonna be an asshole, and then sometimes I'm just like, no, I'm gonna be nice. So this time I was being nice, because sometimes I'm not a bitch, which is not very often, but
yeah, but you can turn at the drop of a hat though. Let's be real here.
Oh yes, I can. And just be very, very mean. So I was just being nice. I was talking about TV shows, and I said something about how my mom and I watched a TV show once, and this person, we watched this TV show when I was in high school, and so I just said that, and this person was like, I have no idea what the subject was. I think I mentioned something about her liking Star Trek, and then someone was like, "Oh, your mom is, that's irredeemable," and
irredeemable.
And then I was like, well, she's not that bad. And then someone was like, well, the fact that your mother had you makes it so that she's gonna burn in hell. And I'm like, what the fuck?
Who said that? Oh, you're talking about random people in chat, though, right?
Yes, a random feminist. And then I can tell you about the time that a random feminist.
Maybe Christy's leaving because she doesn't want to confront a woman in a negative way. I mean, have you ever seen her really attack a woman?
True.
She must have, right? I don't know, but I genuinely can't stand her content.
I can't. I'm sure there is one. But, she had a pretty good crack at Woolly Bumblebee when they were enemies.
Why were they enemies? Oh God, Woolly Bumblebee just gets on everybody's bad side.
Well, because Woolly Bumblebee, like a few weeks ago, was an anti-feminist, and now she's not.
And now she's not. But I think I saw her like months ago, and she wasn't again. So. Is it just like a gender fluid thing? Like I'm an anti-feminist fluid?
She's just a fucked article, man. She's a fucked article.
Yeah. Fucked article. Fucked article.
Ooh, speaking of more drama, about this time, I should have been, if everything had gone to plan, I would have been on Angry MGTOW's channel, but
that'd be a quality stream. I'd love to see you go up against.
Yeah, see, I was going to do it. Everything was all planned. It was going to happen today, and then he decided to say that I was going to die bitter and alone.
Yeah, that's him.
Yeah. So I just said, nope, we're done. Nope, not doing this. So,
Bearing, after our stream, he has evolved in some crazy
oh my
fucking
God.
ways.
Has he? What's he doing? What's he saying now? Because he was into some weird shit. Yeah, he always fucks with
Well, I don't think he fucks hookers.
He pays them. Okay?
And now he's like creeping all over. He creeped on my girl. He creeped on you.
Yeah.
Because that's what he was doing. I mean, this is like I said to you, this is like his version of negging. Like he thinks he's negging.
It's just weird. I'm not going to. Why the fuck would I like you if you tell me that I'm going to die bitter and alone?
Yeah, that's not exactly how negging's supposed to
terrible.
work.
You need some therapy.
Well, he's playing the fucking. He's doing the primary school thing. He's doing the fucking be really mean to the girl you love.
Yeah, put sand in her pants.
Yeah.
Frog in her
and tell her that she's just going to die bitter
and tell her that she's a horrible human being.
That was a smooth move back in grade 4. Right?
Yeah. Why does he hate me? I love him.
Yeah, I just told him that I was not the one who's going to die bitter and alone, that he was way worse than I was, that his mother issues are not a reason to be like that, and that I pity him.
Ultimately, you're a miserable person that should die alone and never know the love of a kind man.
Yeah,
exactly. The thing about Angry MGTOW is he's a cunt. You've got to accept that. He's not going to be a good person. You've got to accept it.
He's broken.
And once you do, it's actually kind of likable. Once you know that you're dealing with an absolute cunt.
I don't know, Barry.
It becomes likable.
I'm beginning to think this is just a guy thing for the most part. I know there are women who do it. # not all, but most women cannot do that. They can't just go, oh yeah, he's just a bit of a cunt. So
well, I mean, he actually
just hates women. It's not a big deal.
No, some chicks love it, like mean guys though. Some chicks really do.
Not like him.
Not like him.
Yeah,
no, see, they mean guys. The key for them, I think, for most of them, is going to be confidence, or at least what they perceive as confidence, right? So, like a lot of times they conflate narcissism with confidence, but at least they're going in that direction. This guy reeks of desperation and loneliness.
Like how literally we went from what time zone are you in, and I told him the time zone. Then we got a good schedule, and he said, he's going to make me cry, and I was like, no, you're not going to make me cry.
Did he say that? I'm going to make you cry.
And he said, yeah. Remember to wear a low-cut shirt. I want a good look at your tits as I'm tearing your pee.
That's him. That's what he's like now. He just went like 100% misogynist. It's so weird.
And then I told him that I wasn't going to, because I didn't want him to be masturbating on stream.
To be fair, he did show signs of that. Like when we did our initial stream with him, he was like, I think it was our stream. It may not have been. It may have been a later stream that I did, because that was when he suddenly wanted to talk to girls and come on every stream that I was on with girls. Yeah. And I was like, sure. So
I honestly think we sort of somewhat made him come out of his shell with that masturbation question, because I think he was a very, very guarded, sort of covered sort of person. But when we said, what do you think about when you masturbate? That was like, oh my God, I'm being fucking held to public account here. And then once he broke that barrier, he's let loose.
He has, but now he's like off. Now he like needs to be reined in.
He's going to start killing prostitutes, Ed.
He might.
Oh, come on! I think he was killing prostitutes. Yeah,
he's already got a few of those under his belt already. It's just nobody cares about them.
But he called me.
Nobody comes looking.
He said that I was such a cunt. In reality, I really like women. I just hate their bad behavior in modern day society. You, on the other hand, are just a mean-spirited bitch. And I said, true facts. That's high praise coming from you.
Yeah.
Fucking what a charmer.
But you got to do a snappy comeback every goddamn time somebody says something mean to you.
Yes.
Yeah.
I can't. I'm not going to just.
What did you say? What was your comeback? Did you just say something sassy?
A book.
What?
You wrote a book. You wrote him a book.
Yeah, I wrote a book. I said
it was pretty fucking.
Okay.
You were pretty mean. You were.
Oh yeah, I was.
But I mean, you deserved it.
You wrote him a book. What the fuck are you talking about?
Okay, here we go.
It's an analogy. I mean, she wrote a lot of words.
You know, this is what he said. You know, you're gonna die bitter and alone. You seem to go out of your way to make others uncomfortable, and I'm not talking about me. I'm talking about people in general. You alienate others. You have you have very little self-awareness, and seem to think you're more the victim than in control of your own life. You thrive on being around the clock bitch, but if you're a bitch all the time, then no one will like you, and you will get sick.
It's true, you piece of shit.
Yeah.
I like this guy.
And you will get off by saying that you don't care and prefer it that way. Ultimately, you're just a miserable person that should die alone and never know the love of a kind man.
Men don't love women.
And I said,
oh my God,
you don't know me. You don't know my life. You don't know my personality, save for the snippets I show online. If either of us is going to die bitter and alone, it won't be me. In reality, I'm certainly not miserable. I'm quite happy, actually. And people like me more than they like you by far. This is a situation of the pot coddling the kettle black, and it's so very obvious. You are a sad little boy, and I'm saying little boy because that's what you are inside. You say you don't hate women, but we both know that's not true. We both know that you see inside every woman the bitch who raised you, the bitches who sucked you over, etc. And for that, I pity you. And I don't even like pity because I think it's an unnecessary and degrading thing to show to a person. But for you, the shoe fits perfectly. Do you really think your interactions with me do you really think your interactions with me even scratch the surface of the sort of person I am? Do you really think I act the same way in real life as I do when dealing with such a pathetic loser as yourself? No, I don't. It's not me, it's you. It's the way any sane, rational woman would act around a creature as loathsome as you.
Loathsome as you. Yeah. Fucking hell.
You don't have
you're still going. Fucking hell.
No, this is her.
Yeah, this is me.
This is her doing this.
You don't have the right to act the way you do, talk about women the way you do, and not be received in the way you do. It's a fact of life, and your past with women does not give you even a sliver of the right to do so.
Wait,
and then I said,
wait. He doesn't have the right to do what? To talk about women?
To be the way he is around women, with and then say that his past is like the reason.
Okay, but that he does have a right to do that.
Yeah, he does. Yeah.
You're the free speech girl here.
No, and not be received in the way he does.
Okay, all right.
No, I was saying not be received in the way he does.
That does fix it. That does fix it. Yeah. just checking up, just making sure you're being consistent. See, to me that's unnecessary. You went overkill.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Because you know what I think would hurt him a little more is just to say, okay, and nothing.
No. You know what I was going to suggest? You should have kept it short and sweet, but you should have ended it with, and to think I was going to come and fuck your brain.
I was going to blow you.
Yeah. I can't believe I was fucking horny as fuck over you.
Oh my God. That would have been so perfect, actually. We need to teach you how to be better, because you see what you just did would have been a sick burn to most women, but because you went all deep and psychological, a guy just brushes that off and goes, no. Even if it's true, just no.
Look at this dumb bitch and all her fucking words. What a fucking
must be a fucking dyke. I'm gonna go get drunk. At least that's what I do. But
well, I'm not a guy. I don't know how guys insult each other.
We just call each other faggots, and then we get along.
But there's a certain way of doing it. Like there's an insult faggot, and there's a I'm just being a cunt to you, faggot.
Don't worry about it, faggot. We're friends. We're still. But
I don't know, I mostly dealt with women. Okay.
It's hard for me because I don't. You can't emasculate me. It doesn't work anymore.
I don't care.
I'm just saying.
Anymore.
No, when I was a kid, it worked. Sure.
What do you try to do that? Do you try to do that to him? That girl? That's not.
No, I'm just insulting everyone. Specifically him, because his pig with a hook hand bothers me.
Oh, for me. Oh, okay. Fuck you.
What was that? Pig with hook hand.
I know. It looks like.
She thinks my avatar looks like a pig with a hook for a hand, and she's the only one who fucking sees that. But she keeps saying,
"How are you seeing that?"
I don't know.
I guess I can sort of see it.
I don't know. Okay,
Well, this backfired on you. You stupid insult.
It just looks like a pig with a hook hand. Okay.
But what's the hook? Is the
pipe?
Yeah, I was thinking that. Yeah.
Maybe if like before she saw me on streams and she just saw like the little icon in like the corner. I don't know.
That was the first, and now I can't not see it. Okay.
Anyway, we got to teach you how to insult men better.
Okay.
Yeah. And always do it with blokes like Angry MGTOW. Just always do what I said. Always just say, I was actually really horny.
I was definitely.
But no, you just fucked that.
I can't believe I ever thought of getting with you. Can't believe I ever thought of that.
Yeah, that'll kill him.
Now I'm gonna go fuck turd flinking monkey or traversable MGTOW.
Oh jeez, no.
Always with the fuck my best friend.
Oh god, that traversable MGTOW.
Hello, man. Hello, man.
Hello, man.
Yeah, that guy.
I love the stream with you and him though. That was beautiful.
Oh,
that was a glorious train wreck.
Oh, fuck. It was annoying.
He called you a pedophile like 100 times, right?
Yeah. Basically.
Yeah, he did, yeah.
Because you use a cartoon bear, which is brilliant.
Yeah. And that's my way of
You're luring kids.
It's my kid trap. It's the way I lure kids on YouTube too.
Like, why else would you do it? I can't think of another reason. The problem certainly doesn't lie with me. Yeah.
Caught red-handed.
But Angry MGTOW had your back on that. That was pretty interesting.
Yeah, that was good actually, and I think that's why I like him. That's why I put up with a bit of the.
Does he tell you that you're going to die bitter and alone?
Well, you're not. He's not a woman.
He does actually. He does.
No, he doesn't. Does he really?
Oh, no, he would.
He does make. He makes jokes that come off as just weird and creepy, though.
No, it was literally a DM at like 3 a.m, which I think is pretty. So
was that random or like what?
Yeah, but doesn't he? I think he lives like somewhere weird. He lives in the Philippines or something.
No, he's on the same time zone as me. He's on Eastern.
Is he?
Yeah, so no, it would have been middle of the night for him too.
It was at 5 a.m. there.
Wow.
Like he just sent me that thing at 5 a.m.
He does streams at all hours. It's weird.
Yeah, he does a lot of videos, doesn't he? He does a fucking heap of videos.
He's exploiting the algorithm. I guess it's smart in some way. I think he's probably doing pretty good.
But come on, man. Exploiting the algorithm. You got your channel's Angry MGTOW, for fuck's sake. You know, you're not exploiting shit, mate. It's fucking
pretty small.
He's got more subs than I do. I mean,
he does,
yeah.
but that's MGTOW.
I mean, I know they're hate subs, but like that's views. I mean, shit. Hate subs still get you the AdSense money. He's made it clear that he only cares about the money. Like, so it's hard to know when he's being serious.
How many subs does he have?
Like 11,000.
Now, yeah. I mean, he blew up after. That's your fault, dude.
Yeah. Good job.
That's you. You're giving people. I like though that he's got that, but Tim ain't going nowhere. I think Tim just hit 3K, and it's like Tim gets so much exposure from you.
I've literally put Tim in, I think, every single one of my videos for the last 50
Tim's
videos.
just not enough of a train wreck to get the subs out of.
But he's the perfect amount of a train wreck. He's just that.
Yeah, he's walking on that fence. He's doing a balancing act on that fence.
He's enough to just make you go like once in a video, just once. You can't do it twice. Only once.
There are times though. I watched. I don't know what it was. It was one stream that he and Jeff Holiday were in together.
In crowd, I think it's crowd.
You might have come on a little later, but like he was. It's just me observing him being like friends with everybody who he's supposed to talk shit about all the time.
Yeah,
and there is a sense of like childishness, like just he's.
Oh yeah.
He's not all there. Mature. Like he's a little.
He's weird.
How old is he? Do we know?
He's like something.
I think he's like 20s, maybe 30.
Yeah, and yet in that stream, I'm like, he really coming off as like maybe like 18, 19.
Yeah.
He don't look 18, 19.
He does have. He's got the attitude of a teenager.
And the logic.
They all do.
Yeah.
Fucking Michael Rollins. I mean, seriously, dude doesn't even realize that I insult him all the fucking time.
Doesn't he? What do you mean? Tell me about that. What happens?
Oh no, I insult him everywhere on other people's channels and streams, on my channel, basically anywhere but Twitter, where he can see it, because he doesn't watch any of the videos about him or including him. So he doesn't know that I call him a pedophile, or not a pedophile. Right. I've never called him a pedophile. Rapist.
Pedophile's too far.
Yeah.
Rapist.
Dial it back. Rapist. Yeah. He doesn't watch anything, so it's perfect. He still thinks.
Sure though? I thought he.
I'm sure. Here's the thing. I mean, he definitely watches your videos, Barry.
Oh yeah, he watches your videos. He doesn't watch my videos.
I love watching videos
anymore.
that just seed hate at me. Like videos that are just fuck Bearing. He's the world's biggest cunt. I love him. I fucking love him. I love seeing.
They're hilarious. Because they bring out everything. They bring out everything they can, even though it doesn't work.
Yeah. The idea that you're some kind of predator. I don't know what they think you are. It's.
Oh, did you hear the comment the other day? Hang on, I'll grab it. I found the best comment, the best fucking hate comment about me. It was fucking seething.
But Michael Rollins doesn't watch my stuff because he still thinks that he actually referred to me as a friend.
What?
Oh, that's disgusting.
I know. And so I like to.
That's disturbing. That is disturbing. You got to do something about that.
Well, I want to keep him in the dark about things. I just want to.
Well, he might be out there calling. He might be out there saying to people that you're friends. That's.
Well, he's not going to specifically mention. What the fuck?
What?
Not my dog.
Oh.
He just threw up.
Oh.
Okay,
they do that.
I don't care. He does it all the time.
On you or on the floor?
No, he was on the tile floor.
Listen to this comment, right? So this was after that stream I did with that Eli Bosnick, the podcaster comedian guy, and so they're quoting Eli first, right? So the Eli quote is, "Bearing, he is a human and he is not evil. There is no such thing as evil." And so that's the end of the quote. Then they go on to say, "Eli, if you're an online atheist worth your salt, you should have seen a couple of lectures on secular morality. Bearing is an objectively evil person."
Oh my god!
Wait, that was Mullins?
No. This is just some random. Taking on a simple secular harm-based view of morality. His whole channel is about abusing and dogpiling people he disagrees with. He has zero empathy for the targets of his videos. He actively does them harm and provides a conduit for others to do the same. You're basically saying transphobia and the harassment of trans people, homophobia and the harassment of gay people, sexism and the harassment of women aren't harm. They are just opinion. That's fun. I'm objectively evil. Like, how can someone form that opinion, and say, "Yep, I've decided you are objectively
evil."
How can I even be subjectively evil? Like fucking. Like what do they call like fucking like Hitler or fucking or Mao? What word do they use?
Mao is a hero because he's a communist.
When did you do the Eli Bosnick thing?
A few days ago.
Did you do it before Steve Shives or after the Steve Shives?
It was directly after Steve Shives. So I was literally messaging Eli during Steve Shives' thing, going, "Nah, they're lying about this. Nah, they're full of shit." Nah,
so it was Eli just sitting there. I didn't see the Steve Shives stream. I'm just looking now. I'm like, because I watched a little bit of it. The guy's a little annoying to me.
Yeah,
but
he can talk. He doesn't shut up, but He's got a good heart. He's not a bad guy.
Reasonable, yeah. Like somebody who's doing it for at least good reasons, even if you disagree with them, at least you can talk with them reasonably.
He bothered me because he kept mispronouncing Appalachia.
Yeah. He got it right, and then he said it wrong.
That was the suburb, wasn't it? The shitty area to live or something?
Yes, it is. It's not a very great place to live. It's full of very poor white people.
Well, why were we so offended that he was mispronouncing that?
Because
annoying things.
it annoyed me.
Kind
and he
of,
was also like basically telling you that they were privileged because they were white, even though this is like a place that is currently very torn apart by heroin, by poverty, and basically they live off of Doritos and Mountain Dew. I know these people. They don't have teeth. Okay, these people don't have teeth. They have alcohol problems.
So some of the stuff there's a lot of things that he believes and that he talks about that I don't agree with, but his style and his approach I completely agree with. You know, his approach to approaching other people and dealing with other people I completely agree with.
And when you're neck deep in the Christy Winters and the Steve Shives, I'm sure it is refreshing to have someone like him say, you're not evil, you're a human being, and we're all after the same thing. We just have different methods of getting there. That's a good start. That's a good fucking start. Because it's true. I mean, technically, the only reason anybody's talking about any of this seriously at all is because they want the same basic goal. I guess the problem is that we don't like the methods.
Did you? You should hear. It's funny. If you do listen to Steve's stream with him, listen to it because of this. It's just funny hearing like Eli sort of talk about those sorts of things and talk about how everyone's approachable and that. And then you watch Steve and Christy. They're sitting there sort of nodding, going, "Oh yeah, oh okay, yeah."
Oh, they're agreeing.
No. Then it's their turn to talk, and Steve will sort of just slowly sort of steer it away. He'll go, "Yeah, no, I reckon that's really fantastic of you. You know, that's really good. I really admire that in you. But I'm not so open like that, and I just think that and he just slowly gets it back to this seething fucking Steve Jobs. Like they're cunts, and I hate them, and I will never speak to them."
I want bad things to happen to them because they're bad
pieces of garbage. I would be glad if they got ran over by a lawnmower.
I'll bring my lawnmower to Washington and run over the pig.
Seriously. Like, what the fuck is Steve Shives? What the fuck? I just really wanted to know. He had a stream with Michael Rollins, and they were taking questions from the live chat. And I asked, in good humor, what the deal was with his hat. I want to know. Does he have more than one hat? Is it more than one, or is it only one hat? And if it's only one hat, what does it smell like?
What did he say?
They didn't answer.
What's that?
They ignored it.
Really?
No.
Was he answering any questions?
Yeah, he was answering all the other questions.
In the chat or on with his voice?
In the chat.
Yeah.
And he just ignored my hat question. It was all in good humor. I just wanted to know the deal with his hat. I wanted to know if he had multiple hats, how many hats he had, and if he only had one, what did it smell like, and also what the fuck was underneath it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's see. Apparently something's happening. I don't know. I have no idea. I'm trying to figure out something to talk about.
I don't understand.
Bring up something. You bring up something.
This stream's going to be fucking entertaining to listen back to.
My channel is a history of train wreck streams.
You're growing up on camera, little girl. It's great. It's great.
You should have heard her before I came on.
I did.
It was bad.
I was watching.
Why didn't you jump on? I jumped on out of humanitarian reasons, mate. Why didn't you do it, you prick?
I was playing a video game. I had to beat a boss real quick.
Hey, did you see the preview of my game that's coming out this week?
What?
Yeah.
No, that's your new video. I didn't watch that yet. Because I was playing a video game.
You fucking cunt. How dare you?
Somebody made a game of you?
Yeah.
Or did you?
It's funny as fun.
I'm going to skip through it and watch. I'm going to fuck your attention here.
I don't know why.
Holy shit, that's awesome.
Oh my god! What? I don't. I don't know why I always do these streams. I need to realize that I shouldn't because they're always train wrecks in the end or in the beginning.
It worked out alright. It worked out alright.
Yeah, trying to do what you're doing something I would never actually try to do, and I think you do it better than I would, which is just do a stream without other people.
Oh yeah, that fucking scares me. Like I've always thought that'd be a cool thing to be able to do, but there's no way I'd do it.
I would have to write up my own script, and I'm going to say this is going to last an hour. I'm going to read from this script, and it would suck still, but at least I would have things to say. My very first experience with live streaming was that I accidentally did it because I didn't know what I was doing, and I was trying to do it through OBS, which, it turns out I could just do this. I could just do this, but I successfully did it. I just thought, I guess, that I had it privated so it wouldn't actually broadcast.
Oh no! But you were live.
But it did. So I'm sitting there, and thankfully I had everything set up. So I had the green screen, and because did
you have your camera on and everything?
Yeah.
Oh no! Did you like pick your nose and shit?
No, I became I figured it out pretty quickly that I was on. There was just a bunch of silence and me just like poking around on things. I didn't do anything embarrassing, but then I realized, and then I realized that people were actually showing up. I was like, oh, I'm live. There's 2 people here, no big deal. And then it was now there's 5, now there's 10, now there's 16. Now, and it just kept going up. And I'm like, oh fuck. Now I feel bad. I don't want to just stop it and confuse everybody. So I sat there for 20 minutes awkwardly at answering questions, and that's as close that I've gotten to doing what you do frequently, that girl. And that's
because for some reason I decided that's just a great idea to just not ask anybody, oh hey, let's can you jump on a stream? No, I want to ask people while I'm streaming in the middle of a stream to do it just so that I don't flounder.
To bail you out.
Yeah. Because I don't like to plan things. What the fuck is planning?
That's all right. You don't even really get a fraction of your actual audience on your live streams. That's just how it goes.
Yeah. Well, I mean, obviously, then I end up with about 70 people watching me drunk as fuck take my shirt off.
Hey, hang on. Did you do that?
Yes.
Yeah, sort of.
Is it still?
No, I privated it.
Oh yeah, it was funny when I came in.
Yeah.
Before that, it was boring.
Oh, I'm sorry. It was boring. It had rational shitlord. It had ranting monkey and crowd tea. So it was not boring.
Losers, all of them.
Fuck you.
I came in and I made that thing amazing. I thought it was hilarious.
No.
It's funny to me too because people white knight the fuck out of you. He's drunk and acting like a complete idiot, but it's funny. Girls drunk is funny. Guys, unless they're angry, but you weren't angry. Yeah. So, and sometimes when they're angry, it's funny too. But it was funny, and I'm sitting there laughing my ass off, and she's making a fucking ass out of herself. But who cares? You're drunk. And that monkey and rational shitlord just keep going. I think you need to end the stream, get a glass of water, go take a shower.
They were
I'm like, fuck this, man! I just got on the stream. Let's have fun. I've done worse. I went on Sugar Teats. Sugar Tits.
Teats?
It's same thing. It's same thing. So I think it's okay. It was a fine mistake. So Sugar Teats. I went on her. 100,000? Was it 100,000?
Yeah, it was 100,000.
And I was too drunk to function.
Yeah, I was there, and I was also drunk. And
Barry, you didn't even notice.
Was that a quick one?
Yeah, why Edidro just stopped playing the game?
Because he was drunk as fuck, and he couldn't.
When I'm drunk, I am completely disinterested in shit like that.
Yeah.
I'm not. I am very interested in everything.
I was just drunk. I was like, why do I care? I don't care. I'm
very interested
for a little while.
I'm interested in telling things that I shouldn't probably say in front of 70 people online.
Yeah. I blacked out at the end of one of what's his name? Fucking Matt Christensen, Skag 3. His streams that he does with Blonde. Yeah, I just passed out at the end of one.
Were you drunk or tired?
No, I was pissed as fuck. And
I've never heard you drunk. Yeah. I mean,
no, you can't tell. You can't tell. You've heard me shit face.
Do you know who Prince of Queens is?
What?
Prince of Queens, the YouTuber.
I was just told about him today. I literally watched my first video of his.
I like his style. I actually do. I like his style. It's a little unique. It's kind of tailored to a certain kind of person, but he's got like a crazy perspective. But what he'll do is he will do a live stream at like 9 o'clock, and that motherfucker will go the full 8 hours. And it's like an insomnia thing. And I've started streaming with him a lot, jumping on his streams because I have trouble sleeping as a general rule. So if I'm going to stay up, I'm like, well, I might as well shoot the shit with Prince of Queens for fucking hours talking about, and you know, the main topic always seems to be shit we liked when we were young because we're both in our 30s and like nostalgic as fuck.
Fucking old and
awesome.
No,
you see, in his 30s, I got the impression he was young. I thought he was 18 or 19.
He's older than me. He's I think maybe I'm wrong. I think he said he was 35 or 36. I'm 34.
How am I like one of the youngest people in this?
Because most young people are social justice warriors now, it seems.
True.
Yeah.
But then
we come from the better age. We're the new like angry adults who hate kids. That's our.
Well,
turn down MTV.
We've just passed that fucking threshold. We're like fucking. We're all turning conservative, and we're all just fuck you cunts. Fucking.
Don't you feel like don't you feel like you got there too quick? We got there too quick. We shouldn't hate young people so much, but we shouldn't. But it's just these particular young people are just such cunts. Maybe it's the internet.
Well, I've always hated everyone else, including children and older people.
You're just a bad person.
Yeah.
Remember when I said that's the one insult you can say to a woman that will always fuck her up? Like if you say it seriously and like don't explain it away like I'm doing right now. If you literally just
I know I'm a bad person.
You know what? And just no, you don't.
That's already
weird.
That's the equivalent of the guys I was going to blow you.
Yeah, it is. It is just like you know what? You're just and do it genuinely. Just look at them and shake your head in disapproval and just say, "You're just a bad person, aren't you?" God, Jesus, just walk away.
How old are you? That girl? You're 19 or something.
21.
21. Right.
I'm like 2 weeks away from turning 22. Right. It's gonna be like that Taylor Swift song. 22.
Yeah, I get that reference.
Woo!
But like, yeah, it's one of those insults that gets under their fucking skin and it sticks in their head. Like they'll dismiss it outright. They'll be like, "Oh, fuck off, you faggot, you little dick, whatever, blah," and then they'll go away. And then they'll late at night, they're just gonna think about it. They're just gonna be like, "Am I bad? I'm not a bad person. No,
I know I'm a bad person.
I'm not a bad person.
I know person. I know I'm not.
You break them psychologically.
That's what I try to do.
And then you've prepared them for some lucky guy.
Yeah, some kind man. You've broken them psychologically.
You're welcome.
No, but I don't know why everyone else is older.
I just told you.
I know, just so everyone else is there's just only a few people that are younger.
Yeah, well,
they are all SJWs though. Like everyone your age.
No, but like I don't see very many younger SJW types either. Not making videos.
Do you know anyone your age on the internet that's not like that way inclined?
Yeah.
You know what I think it is? I think we're more upset about it. I think it bothers us more because we actually remember a time without it when it was better.
Well, I do know. I do know one social justice who doesn't make videos, but I'm blaming this one on you, Baring, because she's Australian. So she's a social justice warrior. She's Australian.
Baring is responsible for all SJW in Australia. He's the ambassador.
Every single one of them. All your fault.
It's true. Absolutely.
I got most of them.
Yes.
I don't know. I think SJWs are probably a rare breed anyway in the real world. Like I think.
Yeah.
No, I don't think they are, man. I think they're becoming a more common breed. I really do.
I don't know, man. It's hard to gauge because where do you draw the line at SJW to just misinformed member of the public? Because remember when I was talking
that's a fair point. That's a fair point.
I was talking about Red Pill, and I explained that I think it's a good movie to show my friend's girlfriend. She's not a feminist. She thinks the campus protesters are fucking ridiculous. And most people do if you talk to them in the real world. But she'll have an argument with you about white privilege or something like that. You feed like a little bit into them.
Like my sister tells me the dictionary definition of feminism, and I started screaming. She just basically started quoting it, and I was like,
no, stop.
No!
Yeah, but see that I would count them because until you've gotten to a person like that and you have broken them of that habit, effectively a SJW, aren't they? Because they're sort of shit. And they're in the packs, they're in the cliques, they count as one of the number.
Yeah, I don't know. It's hard for me to gauge how prevalent it really is. I've had this trouble since I've started doing this, though.
I don't know because I live in a conservative place. No one around here is that SJW.
I live in Florida, but I live in Orlando, so there is a pretty healthy mix. But I never see anybody that's that. Even like my ex-girlfriend said she was a feminist. She bought into a lot of the bullshit. But social justice warrior isn't like crazy feminist. It's like a step further.
Oh yeah, it's the kind of person that will see 15-year-old.
I wouldn't say it's
the kind of person.
It's a side
crazy
step.
Hair.
It's just slightly different.
Side step. Yeah, but it's extreme. It's extreme on top of extreme. Like I don't know, man. The radical feminist means something completely different to me now than it used to when I was younger. Like it's. I don't know how to explain it, but the warrior part is probably the most important part. Is that they're out there, they believe that they're fighting for justice with all of this rhetoric. Like I think in order to be a real social justice warrior, there has to be a sense of actual activism. Slacktivism.
Yeah. Well, I think maybe social justice warrior is the wrong term then.
Yeah, I don't know.
The type of person that I'm talking about that pisses me off is the social justice type. The ones that fit into the clique, and they very maybe easily talked out of that with a bit of common sense, but when you meet them, they're fuckheads. They're just fuckheads.
Well, when I used to be on Tumblr, good idea for me, to leave that site.
I was told I should start a Tumblr the other day. I was no shit told I should start it. And not just for joke purposes. Apparently there's a shitload of people on there.
Oh, there are. There's actually a really good, pretty good anti-SJW part in there, but obviously the SJW parts are more prevalent, obviously. But when I used to be on Tumblr for not social justice reasons, or anti-social justice reasons, there was this one situation that was really one of the things that kind of turned me away from feminism and all that stuff, where this one girl who was 15, I think, she said the N-word just once in a post, like as a joke. It was like quoting her friend, and this group of people just kept like bombarding her with hate, saying that she was racist and saying that she was like, a KKK member. Her dad was a KKK member, and I was like, oh my god, this girl is 15. Seriously, you are bombarding her with hatred because she's 15. Stop it. And
I mean, were they all 15 too? No, I mean,
no.
Okay.
Now, these people were loser, like 30-year-olds in Tumblr, playing as fictional characters.
I don't know. I feel like I've had more luck with feminists sexually than male feminists.
I didn't. Wow.
You've had more luck than me.
Oh, you.
I think women don't.
Are you meaning you've had more? I've
had more sex with feminists than male feminists. Yes. My ex-girlfriend was a feminist, and I swear to you, like, breaking up with her made her insane. And
would have to. What sort of shit did she do? Tell us some story.
She, to be fair, she's not a bad girl, but she's not too far. Too far. No, she believes in it at least. I mean, like
that's the problem.
The worst. It is a problem, but it's at the same time at least there's some attempt at altruism there. They're not the people like Christy Winters I don't believe that they even really believe. I think they're using it as a crutch and an excuse to be bad to people. But she wasn't bad to people, you know. So to me, that's the difference, right? She's not using it as a way to get around, to get away with stuff. She wanted to help people. So to me, that at least is a redeeming quality as a person. But yeah, she was obnoxious as fuck. She bought into the white privilege. She bought into the fucking women.
While you were with it, like while you were with it.
Yeah, I was learning about feminism. In fact, she was one of the reasons I wanted to do this.
So what did you did you just go, yeah, no, yeah, cool.
No.
So you used to argue with her. Is that why you broke up?
I'm not really a path of least resistance kind of guy, to be honest. I'm gonna learn one day. I broke up with her because it just it became to the point where we couldn't like have a relationship because it was too much, and like I couldn't shut up whenever she talked about it. She couldn't shut up about it. So it was poisonous. Like it really got to the point where it was poisonous. But like yeah, but she was just like she introduced me to Anita Sarkeesian. Really?
Well, I used to watch Anita Sarkeesian videos and be like, why is everyone hating on this reasonable person just saying truthful things?
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah, but I think every girl would have been like that. Something. How old were you? 18.
I was 18. Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
Freshman in college.
Jesus, well, she started her shit in like 2012, though, right?
Yeah.
I mean,
Yes, I was 18 around that. No, it was 2014 when I was.
Yeah, she was been out for a while then, I guess. But anyway, the point is that was when I started learning just how bad it got. I never cared. Like when she said she was a feminist initially, I was like, oh, okay, whatever. Like you said, that's how I felt about it. I was like, whatever. You believe in women's rights, I don't care. I'm not gonna fucking fight with you about how you're not oppressed, but I mean, if you believe that, you believe it's fine. But then I realized she was like a political science major, and she was which is a joke. She was but she was actively practicing in this stuff and surrounded by people who believed in this stuff. I don't think she had a single straight friend. They were all lesbians.
Oh no! And not the kind though. They're like the fucking bitchy top.
Well, one of them I liked, and then the rest of them were garbage. Yeah, and it just really introduced me to that world. And then I started seeing it. My eyes sort of opened to like how bad it was, you know. Because I mean, there was always political correctness, and it was bullshit and whatever. But this was like an amalgamation of like everything. Like all of it lumped in together. It wasn't really feminist the way I knew feminism. Even the radical feminism I thought was always really different. It wasn't just political correctness. Like you can't say this, you can't say that. It was all of it together. And I was just like, fuck this. And then I started seeing how rampant it was in the media. Like it was like I really got red pilled in a way.
By your feminist girlfriend.
Yeah, like I literally felt like it's an apt analogy because I was just looking through the numbers and seeing all the shit, and I was like, everything is poison to me now. Like the Daily Show, I used to like this. I can't watch this shit now. What is this?
Which one's the Daily Show? Is that
It used to be Jon Stewart, but then he quit, and now it's basically propaganda, like social justice propaganda.
Yeah.
And it's hard for me when you're so wrong to think that you're funny, even if the jokes kind of had good comedic timing and all of this. It just, you're not funny because you're wrong. Like it's not true. It's funny because it's true, but if it's not true, it's a parody of a parody, like of a parody. It's just
Did Jon Stewart get replaced by that black guy?
Yeah, the black guy. And I
Trevor
don't know.
Noah. I'm funny, Trevor Noah.
What's his name?
Trevor Noah.
He's like generic. Yeah. He's like copy paste.
I honestly couldn't believe he was a comedian when I found out he was a comedian. I could not believe he was a comedian. I thought
There's
he was
no
like
personality to it.
I thought he was a serious like fucking news anchor or something. I really did.
Yeah. Why would you? And you pick that, and you know he got it because he's black. Because there's nothing there. Like there's plenty of black guys that I like who could have done that show, but who's this guy? You know, and it's just sort of like, Hello there, fellow black people.
Oh yeah, that's
Sorry, that's an Obama impression.
Yeah, it's unsettling how you're this social justice thing, and I feel like what you're doing is like what you picked was like the safest, most bland black person to represent. Weird. It's just weird. But the point is that, you know, there all of these TV shows now suddenly like have this bitter taste in my mouth, and I'm just like, I'm looking at the mainstream media and I'm like, holy shit, could this not be any more transparent? And it took me fucking years to do a YouTube channel, but at some point it was just like, I gotta fucking bitch about this.
I literally made videos last year around like it was around this time. What the fuck are you doing, Raider? He keeps whining at me.
Did he look up his spew?
I have no idea. I don't know. No, but I made videos back last year. I made like 3 of them, and I had 0 subscribers.
What were they about?
Well, they were about just like anti-social justice kind of stuff. It was just like 3 videos. One was about when Obama went to Cuba, and the other one was about I actually uploaded the other one, objectification. The like anti-objectification of women or whatever. I don't know, but like seriously, it took me so long to actually make a fucking YouTube channel because for some reason I didn't just decide to do it. I had to get everything right, and then no one watched me.
Yeah, I was the opposite of that. I just thought, fucking, this would be fun to do, and so I just started doing it.
Yeah.
Oh, but having said that, I already had, like, because I'm a muso, so I already had mics and all this shit.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I had to buy mine. But would you guys believe if I said that I don't argue with anybody in real life ever?
Yes.
Don't you?
No, I do all the time.
I'd believe it.
I argue with everyone. I actually had to be shushed by we were having this meeting at this restaurant, and I had a whole margarita. And
whole margarita. Meanwhile, it takes me like 12 beers to get lit.
I'm a woman. So
fat piece of shit. That's what I am.
So I was kind of a little bit tipsy, and I started arguing about this guy kept saying that charity was wrong and that altruism is the root of all evil.
You're really hung up on this because you've told us about this guy like
because it's weird.
Times.
What? Don't you agree?
Yeah, it is weird.
What do you mean arguing that charity in general is wrong?
Yeah.
How is it wrong? Yeah, argue his case again.
Because you're doing it for selfish reasons.
What aren't you doing for selfish reasons?
So what? Yeah, there's a little bit of oh, look at me, and a little bit of fucking I'm an altruist. But people are getting people who need things are getting things. That's
arguing that
feeling good about it is a selling point. Feeling good about yourself, like selfishness is inherent.
He's arguing that they don't deserve it.
Who?
Oh, that's easy. He's just a cunt, isn't he?
Yeah. I don't know why.
That's like when egalitarian principles get too literal, too ideologue, like too by the book.
He also says that Muslims don't have rights as humans. So I don't think he's that great of a person.
Hang on. He said they don't have rights, or they
as long as they still believe in Islam, that they shouldn't have rights.
So they shouldn't have
America.
Rights. Yeah, that sucks.
Yeah.
So he's extreme.
I don't know why I am friends with these people.
Why are you friends?
So what's this guy's profile like? Is he would you call him a conservative? Is he
he's a conservative. Yeah, he's a little younger than me.
Is he like an old school friend or something?
No, I'm in this group. It's like conservative group on my campus.
Yeah.
The only reason in the conservative group.
Yeah, the only reason why.
What's that like? What's that like? Do you have like skirmishes with the liberals and shit?
Not things don't really happen, but typically it's just a bunch of discussing boring shit. But there are a few creationists in the group. Literal 6,000-year-old Earth creationist. He actually told me that. He was like, "Yeah, I'm a 6,000 to 12,000-year-old earth creationist. And I'm like, oh my god.
It just keeps stacking up against this guy. Fucking hell.
Well, that's old school, though. That's old school. Like, my dad believed it. My dad was like that.
Yeah, but your dad gets a fucking pass. Your dad was another.
He's not in college. He's not in the student government of a university.
Not keeping up with science or anything. He doesn't really care. He just wants to believe in something. Yeah.
He basically says that all science is propaganda. I'm like, what the fuck?
All science is propaganda. Has he got an iPhone? Does he have an iPhone?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's like no. These people are weird people. That's one of the reasons why I am part of the group. But the thing that actually brought me onto them is that they hosted Milo, and obviously that was interesting. But then they kind of just turned boring. By that time, I already paid for the group.
Did you see Milo speak at the
yeah.
What?
Yeah. What?
Was it one of the publicized ones? Did you have protesters and shit turn up?
No protesters, because my campus is conservative, and all that happened was that there were a bunch of I had a lot of conversations with people afterwards where they would just bring it up out of the blue and then call everyone in the group that hosted him awful, not knowing that I was a part of the group that hosted him.
Yeah, that struck me as weird. I only sort of was exposed to that the other week. The fact that there's conservative and liberal campuses. That's really odd to me.
It makes sense. It's regional.
Mm-hmm.
There shouldn't be fucking conservative in this.
There's nothing you can do about that. That's the way it works out. If there's more working class, they're going to be more conservative. That's usually how it is, right? I mean,
yeah, this is cotton country.
Yeah,
but is this official? Like, are they?
No, there's no. Well, I would like to say there's no official, but that girl, isn't it? Like, it's just there are generally more conservatives there.
Yeah.
Well, because I was sort of coming across like lists on the internet of conservative college. Like, if you're planning to go to college, like look at this list of conservative colleges. So.
Well, if they're private, then yes, they can be.
But that's usually religious, though, right?
Yes, those are usually Christian or Mormon or Baptist schools.
That also shouldn't be a thing, but whatever.
Well, it's privately funded and very expensive, so yeah.
I mean, it should. I guess it's just it's disturbing to me that that's a viable option in the first place. That people even want that.
Yeah, it's the demand for it. I think
you are talking to someone who went to one of those schools for 1.5 years.
So preaching to the choir?
Yeah.
Okay, good.
I left because they were awful. They basically punished me for not going to chapel enough.
Well, you're not exactly the choir then, are you?
Yeah. Yeah. I didn't want to. They basically punished me because I didn't like Jesus enough, basically.
Fuck, that seems weird.
Yeah, my upbringing is different from a lot of people's upbringings because I went to a Christian school for most of my school experience.
I went to Catholic schools. My family is technically Catholic. We're not, like, we don't go to fucking church and that, but like I went to a public school for about 6 months, but everything else was Catholic schools, but not real strict ones. Like you might have to stand in a church fucking once a year type thing for half an hour.
I was lucky. My father hated the church. Like my Southern Baptist was where we were supposed to go, and then after a while, Dad was like, "We don't have to go to church anymore because it's a cult." But he was very Christian though. He was very Christian.
Yeah. I was just gonna ask. So he had a personal.
He was like theologian level. He studied the Bible, and he was very much a true believer. But he believed that the church was full of pretenders, virtue signalers, people who are more obsessed with themselves than the actual doctrine. And he was right. He was right. It's vapid.
So someone like that, right? I mean, if he has like a personal just sort of Christian spirituality, does he still does he still sort of like was he into the Bible? Like, is the Bible still a thing? Or so you don't break away from that, because isn't that effectively like the church's book?
Yeah, but the Bible doesn't tell you to go to church. It doesn't tell you. Dad didn't believe that church was like some weird necessity, and he thought it was weird that people would basically just sort of cultishly join together in their little echo chamber and pretend to love God and worship God, and then there would be infighting in little communities. He's like it's really hard. His opinion was it's really hard to find a real Christian when you go to a church. So he got sick of it, and he was like, I don't like organized religion, but I love my religion, and I believe that my religion is the one true religion. But organized religion, he said, is poison. So I was like, I kind of like that perspective, to be fair. But
so how did he outwardly practice his religion?
Well, in the end of it, he did YouTube. that was a part of the reason that I ended up doing YouTube, was because my father was always telling me to do it, and I was like, no. But these are the conversations that me and my dad had. But when my dad passed away, it was like, I got nobody to talk to now. Like, and it really was sort of like therapy for me to just be able to like just express it and then show it to my friends without talking to them, because when I had no subscribers, that's what I was using it for. I never thought that you would promote my shit or that I'd get big or anything. So I was just like showing it to my friends and being like, if you can get behind that, then maybe we can like open up a dialogue, because it's weird for them to talk about it and all that. And most people, it turned out, were 100% on my side, and they liked my videos. So it was a way for me to sort of open up the door to that conversation, because I wanted to have it and I couldn't have it with my dad anymore. So it was like, that's.
But what conversation are you talking about? What?
Just I would talk about feminism and stuff all the time. See, that's the weird thing. It was like, that girl, you're an atheist, or are you?
You're Christian.
I'm still Christian.
You're still Christian. Okay, well then never mind. You're not a good example. But you'll find that if you are an atheist, that because of what we believe in, and that there's this liberal element, you'll cross paths with lots of religious people, lots of conservative people, and I'm not a conservative, but not in the strictest sense of the word anyway. But Republicans, young Republicans, and all of that. There's like a commonality there, even though you're completely different ideologically in all these different ways. But obviously, my dad wasn't a big fan of modern feminism. And he was very egalitarian in that sense. So we would talk about all of that and more, because I would have to have the religious conversation, and we'd fight about that. But at least we had a common ground with the feminists and the social justiceisms and, the radical liberals and all that. So that's what we would do. And I would come over every other, I'd try to come over more than once a week, but usually it was like every Sunday I would go over and hang out with them. And we'd sit and we'd talk about all of it, and it was like satisfying for me to have that relationship with my dad when I felt really awkward talking about it with anybody else. So that really actually, sort of kicked off like me doing my YouTube channel, because I was like, fuck, I need to get this off my chest, but it's such an uncomfortable subject. Now all of a sudden I'm pretty confident and comfortable with it, and I'll have it openly with anybody. But at first it was like, I really need like a way to vent, and I think maybe I could do YouTube, and so I did. The end. That's my life story.
This is my channel, not your channel.
Come on over to Edinburgh Whitehall for more of this. And Patreon and PayPal.
Yeah.
Okay, no, I mostly started mine so that I could
be a bit.
Yeah. Anyways, I probably should go. I'm very hungry. Okay, I'm very hungry.
Yeah, you do.
It's 4:00 here now.
Yeah, you do need to go and eat. Yeah.
Well, this has been a very, very train wrecky, but not really.
No, I think we saved it.
It was great about the time I came in.
Okay, no.
It was awkward as fuck. It was just an absolute train wreck. Then I came in. It was awkward, but then it got smoother, and then Ed came in, and we were all laughing and joking. So
there you go.
I just like to be. I'm probably gonna have to give a disclaimer so that I tell people when it became less.
You know that you can that you can clip your fucking your
Yeah,
videos with the YouTube editor. You can just
really?
delete the start of it. Yeah, you can just chop it off.
I'll do that. I will do that.
Oh wait, you can do that via YouTube. You can actually do that. Through
Yeah, you can. Yeah. So it can actually do it and not remove the video, like keep the video.
I'll do that.
I know that because I uploaded a video with fucking 19 minutes of dead fucking blackness on the end last week.
My mom agrees. It did get better. My mom agrees that it did get better.
Oh, is your mum still listening? Fuck.
Yes, my mom is still listening.
I forgot about that. Sorry, mum. Fuck.
Solo streams are hard though. I mean, it's tough work to try to sit there and just make something out of nothing.
Yeah.
I typically do that pretty well.
Go and have some dinner.
Yeah, I'm gonna go. Okay. I'm gonna stop this.
Bossing a woman around. Jesus,
Okay.
Barry.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah.
Thanks for having me too, darling.
Bye, people.